Welcome to this video on viewing your Hava generated network diagrams. So on your Hava control panel, once you import your environments, you'll see that the individual diagrams are created in this space, and then to view any of your diagrams you simply click on them, which will open up the diagram view. So at the moment we've got four or five views to look at. Here we're looking at the infrastructure view. So what we have here are is a VPC. So this is obviously an AWS environment. So a VPC that's laid out with the availability zones through here. So here we've got US East 1D and US East 1E, and then within the availability zones here we've got a number of subnets. So control wise viewing, you can move around, you can zoom in and back out. There's a 3D view here, and then this control here takes you back to the original zoom. The surrounding the VPC, you've got some external resources here. So you've got an internet gateway, VPN gateway, and as you'll see, as I click on each of these interactive resources, the attributes and data pertaining to that particular resource are highlighted in this attributes pane to the right hand side. So here we've got firewall, for instance. Demo load balancers, elastic load balancers, NAT gateways, elastic file system, all the sorts of things you would expect to see. Externally here we've got some S3 buckets, a VPC endpoint, and a VPC peering connection off to somewhere else. The view options here allow you to switch on and off the display connections. So we don't, as default, add the connections onto the diagrams because it can get a bit messy. But when you do choose to display them, so you switch this on here, and then you can see the individual connections between the resources on the environment. And likewise with the resource names, so you can switch those on and off as you like. Now the different diagram views that you've got, so we're looking at infrastructure view here. There's also an extended infrastructure view. It's a lot wider format, and then it has all of the resource names with the extra information, IP addresses and so forth displayed. And again, you can display the connections to those if you wish. We've also got a list view. So the list view is everything that's been detected within your environment configuration. So not only will it show everything that's on the diagram, but also other resources that were detected that aren't visualized. So there'll be a whole stack of different things like network interfaces and so forth that aren't visualized that will be displayed on this list view. And the list view is also very handy if you're looking to export the configuration for, say, costing purposes. You could sort this list by descending price to give you the most costly resources that are configured, and then you can drop this out to export this out to a CSV file for your accounts people. Then the other view we've got is security group. So this gives you all of the different security groups that are configured, and then then underneath that particular security group, then you've got the ingress and egress IP addresses, all of the connected resources that belong to that particular security group, and then you can, again, it's interactive, so you can select these and then look at the different attributes that belong to that particular element or resource. So if we go back to infrastructure, I was talking about the interactive nature of the diagram. So we've got the VPC selected here, so it's letting me know there are 10 security groups, 4 route tables, and network ACL. So opening up, and then we can drill into all of these, but as you hover over each of these security groups, it will highlight on the diagram the resources that are connected to it. So as you can see here, if I go hover over demo internal servers, you can see all of the associated resources get highlighted in green. Likewise with the route tables, you can see, so the US East 1D route table coming from here. Likewise with the network ACLs. If I hover over the network ACL name, you can see the subnets that are connected. So that's AWS. If we look at here, we've got an Azure diagram, and then the same scenario, we can select a resource, have a look at it. So it's a virtual network gateway. Here we've got here load balancer, 3 virtual machines, another load balancer, down through here, express route circuit, and a bunch of storage accounts. So again, fully interactive. What we also have is, so we're looking at currently the current version. So by selecting one of these version histories, so you can see here that this particular version of the network was running from May 18 to June the 8th. So we can select that historical diagram, and then so now what we're looking at is the state of play of the network at that point in time. So you can pull up the two side by side and compare to see what changed if you were trying to diagnose any issues with the network. So again, this thing's fully so the historical diagram is also fully interactive. And then if we look at pretty similar scenario with the GCP diagram, fully interactive URL map, some GK instances, memory store. Again, you've got full version history here, and then a list view. Okay, so each of the resources is fully costed. Through here, extended infrastructure. view, and then having nothing selected, it gives you the entire environment with the breakdown of the costs here. And then if we go back to the environments, menu, you can see here you can filter the type of diagrams you're looking for. So we can just look at infrastructure diagrams, security, list views, and container views. So the container diagrams, again, so we've got a demo cluster here. So here we've got an ECS cluster. We've got an ECS service running, so EC2, and then within that service we've got individual tasks. So again, fully interactive. So every task or service you click on, the attribute pane changes and gives you the status of everything that's going on with that particular diagram. So there you have it. There's a quick run through of the options that you have when you're viewing your diagrams, and then check back for more videos on how to create custom diagrams and all the other good stuff. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.